Welcome to the Fasting Podcast featuring wellness and optimal weight. Wow. Join our co host, Julie Phillips, myself, and the wonderful Kimberly Jansen, both certified natural health professionals with a combined experience of 4 decades. In these weekly educational episodes, you'll discover simplified approaches, little known facts, insights from the wellness coach perspective, valuable tips, and amazing wellness tools and technologies. And now, on to the show. Episode 4, Water Purity and Fasting. Kimberly, will you talk to us about what we're drinking now?
People say tap water. Oh, you should definitely go tap water. It's the best source for you. It's easy. But listen, in tap water, we have no control over how much chlorine is in there, fluoride, which can definitely be very toxic to the body, any types of heavy metals and bacteria, and also drugs. Anything that goes into the system and is flushed through is going to come back into our water sources. So keep that in mind. A second option, bottled water. Again, very, very convenient, easy to grab a bottle and go. Unfortunately, lots of harmful chemicals and also hormone disruptors. If you haven't had the opportunity to check out a previous episode of the Fasting Podcast, episode number 3, it is specifically about bottled water. All you ever wanted to know and maybe didn't want to know. How about well water? Well water, some can be perfect pH balance, wonderful, direct source from the water, not going through any water plants or anything like that. Again, check for pesticides, for sulfur, for insecticides, for all types of algae and fungus. What goes on top of the ground is going to get into that water source. So make sure you have your well water tested. How about reverse osmosis? Now, you are definitely getting a pure source of water there. But let me tell you, it is so pure, it even pulls all the minerals that we actually need from the water. How about soda? All right, people say, oh, I drink soda, but look, I don't drink the one that's full of sugar. I drink sugar-free. Even worse, believe it or not. 2 different things. In the full sugar, most of the time they use high fructose corn syrup, which is known as the fat sugar. Why? Because it will actually make you crave more food. It will help make you also hold on to weight. It helps you to actually reduce the effectiveness of losing weight. So high fructose corn syrup, very, very toxic to our system. And we are the only country that still allows high fructose corn syrup in our food and beverage sources. Also, sodas that are sugar-free or diet sodas, again, very tough on the system with the aspartame and artificial sweeteners. It brings all types of negativity to the body itself and also brings all types of toxins to the body. And it works in a very negative aspect towards anything in the body and, of course, being foreign. How about sports drinks? Sports drinks can be filled with sugar, but also sodium is a key factor there. And I'm not talking about the good sodium, okay? The sodium that is causing more dehydration, causing high blood pressure, causing all types of negative things in the system. Also with your kidneys and your major organs. So keep those in mind. Too many people are dehydrated in our society. They actually say about 3/4 of the society, or 75% of the people in the US, are dehydrated. That is a huge, huge number. Julie, please educate us a little bit more on what toxins actually do to us.
Well, we get toxins from our air, our food, our water, all different directions. But let's focus on the toxins in the water. And we learned how terribly toxic the plastic bottled waters are from episode 3, extremely toxic and making a major hit on our hormones. Well, toxins are known fact to hinder our health and contribute to disease. But let's talk about how they can hinder hydration inside of the cells. Just drinking water and then urinating is not hydrating us well. We want the pure water to go inside the cells. every one of our cells has a single file molecule water channel or pathway to get the water inside, and it's called an aquaporin, single file molecule entry. Well, if we have toxic water, like the plastic bottle water or many of the drinks we said, now it can cause the toxins will make it coagulate multiple molecules together, so they have trouble perhaps getting inside the aquaporin, and the toxins can cause the aquaporins to open and close at the wrong time. So this is crucial. Granted, we have billions of cells, but we want to get pure water inside the cells to help with the actions that need to occur and the removal of the toxins. So, Kim, talk about what are 4 of the key causes of premature aging that can be affected by pure water.
Okay, let's talk about, as I mentioned before, dehydration. Again, 75% of our population is actually dehydrated. Drinking pure water, but also mineral-filled water, is key. Second, toxicity from the sources that we're drinking. All right, you've got pesticides, preservatives, all types of pollution in the air and also in our water sources in the ground. All right, free radicals. Free radicals are very toxic to the body, yet all of us actually have these. They are cells that aren't connected as they should be, aren't made like they should be, and so they kind of scavenge around and look for other cells to connect to. Free radicals can cause a lot of damage in the body, but everyone has them. What we want to do is to keep our body strong, healthy, hydrated, and also fed correctly, and in turn, free radicals will take care of themselves. Lastly, number 4 is inflammation. They refer to inflammation as a silent killer. Someone made a comment once that we spend the first 30 years of our life kind of tearing down the body, thinking we're invincible and we're young and nothing will ever happen to us. And the next 30 to 50 years trying to correct the damage that we did in the first 30 years. So keep that in mind when we're being that weekend warrior, or when you're just working so hard and not doing things to nourish and also hydrate the body. Because if we continue to break it down, in turn, it's going to stop serving us like we want it. Okay, Julie, talk to us a little bit more, if you would, about water filtration system that could possibly be an option for us.
Thank you, Kim. If you are of a mind to abandon plastic bottled water as a regular method of drinking after you watched episode 3, if your budget is super tight, you can get into a very low-end option that would be better. And in the German study we talked about in episode 3, purified tap water did not negatively impact the hormone receptors, and it was a major impact with the plastic bottled water. So even if you got one of those low-end faucet filters or a portable bottle that has a filter built into it, a pitcher, a countertop unit, they're going to remove some toxins, which is better than probably what you were doing before, but you can decide when you want to step up and remove even more. And just be aware that these low-end things typically do not have any molecular hydrogen, and they may be removing the beneficial minerals. So that's the low end of the budget scale. And a more expensive option that some people choose is reverse osmosis, which is very good filtration, but the reverse osmosis is robbing the water of the beneficial minerals and definitely has no molecular hydrogen. So this one is not necessarily our favorite choice. We love the ionizer approach. There's a machine that we love that is an ionizer that you connect into your water system right near where you want your drinking water, perhaps in the kitchen or utility room. So it's an easy connect. You connect the water from the house into that, and now this machine hopefully will do super purification, will actually focus on molecular hydrogen rather than focusing on a high alkaline pH. That's not a good direction. So we definitely have our favorite that will do the proper things there. There's a lot of misinformation. There's a lot of maintenance required in some of the machines. So this is let the buyer beware. And in fact, the machine that we really like a lot and have been representing that technology for years because it's head and shoulders above the best, actually even has an option to have beneficial energy that can help the body with things like sleep or allergies or parasites. So these are different options that you can do and do what speaks to you and your budget. So let's talk about, Kim, a little bit about how different technologies will have different types of filtration.
Okay, excellent, Julie. So the Echo water system, and again, this is a system that Julie and I have been using for years. We definitely enjoy the benefits of it and the fact that it has a 9-stage filter associated with it. People say 9 stages. I thought most of the time it was 1 to 2 stage. That's kind of the norm, and that's exactly right. But 9 stages definitely is very all-encompassing. It will remove everything from pesticides to chlorine to bacteria to glyphosates, radiation, but yet it will keep in those beneficial minerals. It's going to retain those beneficial minerals. So if you're trying to do an apples to apples comparison on filters, one stage you want to check for is KDF 55. If you've never heard of that, so be it. But if you're doing an apple to apple comparison on filters, ensure one of the stages is a KDF 55. All right, excellent information and sources of filters and the Echo water system. One of the things we, Julie, myself, love to do is to research and check out these various products and options so that, one, you don't have to. We'll give you what we found is the best of the best. And if you have something that, well, you know what, I've heard about this, compare it to the one that we're talking about and see how it stands up. So on our website, which is www.thefastingpodcastwow.com, you will see the Echo water system itself. We also have a very convenient water bottle that we have recently discovered and determined this is pretty great. Julie, tell us about that.
Yes, and before I tell you about that, I want you guys to note that there's a chemical called glyphosate, and that our preferred ionizer actually was tested and have shown to have no negligible glyphosate, which is from the Roundup chemical, and it's a big health problem and a gut problem. So it does not have glyphosate in the water coming out of that machine, and it does a great job with the soluble metals. So we found a portable water filtration system that is a great tool. Even if you have an ionizer or a system in your home, you go around town and go on trips. So we found one that does a great job with filtering out biological, chemical, emerging contaminants. And as an example, it removes more than 99.9999% of bacteria. So, but it also retains the beneficial minerals. Some people actually have scooped up water out of a swamp and drank out of this portable bottle. So this just to show you there are budget and travel options that are great. And when you're fasting, water is crucial to make sure you're drinking pure water, the best you can get, and drinking the right amount. So, Kim, will you tell us about possible next steps?
I certainly will, Julie. Thank you all for listening to today's episode of the Fasting Podcast. We would love for you to go back and check out our other episodes that will be both podcast and YouTube at thefastingpodcastwow.com. You have the option of listening to a couple of doctors that are on there talking about our all-natural wellness and optimal weight program, our WOW program. That is at lifeboatdoctors.com. So tune in each and every week to the Fasting Podcast. If you love us, tell your family and friends about us. Also, show us a little bit of that love on iTunes by leaving us a 5-star review.
Be sure to watch our next 2 episodes to conclude the hydration story, episode 5 on molecular hydrogen and episode 6 on hydration solutions that include purity, molecular hydrogen, and beneficial minerals. After that would be a perfect time for you to figure out if and how you want to upgrade your hydration situation for yourself, your family, and your workplace. Think positive and stay focused because where the mind goes, energy flows.